Is it visible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Channel visible?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So the last class we have discussed about fungi, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We discussed about fungi and the different groups, 4 groups of fungi. So everything we have discussed. Yes. The overall concept, just once I will recap and we will go with the next one. Okay. 5 minutes I'll recap the everything. Yes. Okay. So the fungi actually which is comes under the eukaryotic. Okay. And mostly the mushrooms, yeast, mold, these all comes under the, what is that? Kingdom fungi. Kingdom fungi. Okay. And biology, the study of fungi is called as mycology. Okay. So the fungi which is located everywhere. Okay. It is present in the cow dung also, wood also, and hair also. And the body structure of fungi is called as mycelium. The structure of the body structure of fungus is called as mycelium. And the cell wall of fungus made up of chitin. Okay. And the cell wall is made up of chitin. And the reserve food material, when you see the cell structure, the reserve food material, which is glycogen. Okay. And it has a heterotrophic nutrition. And also in this cell, it comes under the parasitic and also saprophytes. And reproduction, when we discuss, it undergo vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, as well as sexual reproduction also. Okay. So when we discuss about vegetative reproduction, which is comes under the vegetative reproduction, we have a binary fission, budding, we have. So binary fission means the organism which is divided into 2, which is called as a binary fission. Budding, okay, in a budding, there are the small outgrowth, okay, which is produced from the parent body, which is called as bud. Later, the bud, which is until it get the maturation, it will in the parent only. The bud will be in the parent only. Later, it is get later it is get detached from the parent and grow into the new individual. And the next type of reproduction, Bhumika, I'm doing the recap only about the fungi last class, then we will start. Okay. Yeah. And next one, asexual reproduction. In the asexual reproduction, it takes place with help of spores. They are zoospores, sporangiospores, gonidiospores, and chlamydospore. Okay, the zoospores, if you see, it is a motile flagellated spores. And sporangiospores, if you see, it is a non-motile thin-walled spores. Okay, these are produced endogenously. And next one is a gonidiospores also comes under the non-motile thin and thick, okay, walled spores. And chlamydospores, these are resting spores. When the food materials are accumulated, it will be produced. And next one, the classification of fungi. So we have a different types classification we have based on the separation of the mycelium and the characteristic of the reproduction. They are phycomycetes, ascomycetes, basidiomycetes, and deuteromycetes. Okay. So sexual reproduction, if you see, the sexual reproduction is comes under 3 category. One is the plasmagamy. So in plasmagamy, the protoplast fusion will be takes place between the 2 motile and non-motile gametes. Karyogamy, the fusion of nucleus will be takes place. Protoplasm fusion through plasmagamy. Nucleus fusion is called as karyogamy. Undergo karyogamy, next process meiosis will be takes place. So this is the sexual reproduction. And if you see phycomycetes, it's also called as algal fungi. Okay, it will be grow on the moist and damp places. Okay, and the next one is ascomycetes. It is mostly it represent in the largest group. Which fungi will represent in the earth in the largest group? Na, that is ascomycetes. It's also called as sac fungi, which is a higher fungi. Okay, yeast, powdery mildew, morels, truffles. So these all are comes under the, what is that? The ascomycetes only. So in this ascomycetes only, we have learned about Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is the baker's yeast or brewer's yeast. And next one, we have discussed about penicillin. Okay, the wonderful drug. Okay, which is produced from the Penicillium notatum. And next one is Aspergillus. Okay, it is used as a common laboratory weed. Okay, and guinea pig. It's also called as a guinea pig. And next one is Clavicips. So these all are comes under the ascomycetes. And the next one is Basidiomycetes. It's also called as a club fungi. Nearly we have a 25,000 species of mushrooms or comes under in this case. Okay, and so this is Basidiomycetes, and the last examples like a Puccinia, okay, and Lycoperdon, and also what is this? Ustilago. So these all are comes under the Basidiomycetes, and the last one is the Deuteromycetes. So it is also called as fungi imperfecti. What is fungi imperfecta? Here the absence of sexual reproduction. Okay, so sexual reproduction was not yet discovered or absence of sexual reproduction here. That is the reason it is kept under fungi imperfectae. Once the sexual reproduction was identified in this fungi, either this group will either it will move to the what is that either in the Basidiomycetes or in the Ascomycetes. Okay, so these all we have discussed in the last class. Yes, children. Yeah. So we are going with the next concept about the plant kingdom. Okay. So 5 kingdom we have discussed. 3 kingdom we completed. We have one more 2 kingdom. One is kingdom Plantae and Animalia. Okay. So in Animalia we are going to discuss about virus. So plant kingdom here in this lesson they have a short paragraph only. Okay, short paragraph only given. Okay, but in the next chapter, we have a next chapter. It's clearly about the plant kingdom was given. So we will discuss. So this chapter, if completed, we'll go with the next one. Okay. So plant kingdom. So we all know. So the kingdom Plantae, which is includes what is that in a eukaryotic only. Okay, it contain, okay, among all 5 groups, which kingdom the chlorophyll pigment which is present அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா that is kingdom Plantae. Okay, and but in plant also some organisms are partially heterotrophic. Can you give me example in plant kingdom which one is comes under the heterotrophic? It's not completely, actually partially comes under heterotrophic. So which plants can you anyone? Which any plant? Which plant comes under heterotrophic? So we all know most majority of the plant they have a green color pigment. With the help of the pigment, it is undergo what is that photosynthesis process. Okay, but few plants partially heterotrophic they have told. What are they? I'm asking. Anyone?
Ma'am, Venus flytrap.
Very good. Which is comes under insectivorous plant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, very good. Insectivorous plants, okay, are some of the parasites. Okay, so insectivorous, you told the Venus flytrap, and also what is that? Bladder wort. So these are comes under the what is that? Heterotrophic insectivorous plants. Okay, we all know these plants can able to do synthesis, but in these plants they cannot fulfill the nitrogen. Okay, actually, these plants will grow in the nitrogen deficient soil only. To fulfill the nitrogen, these plants will trap the insect and will have it. Okay, so that is the reason we can call it as insectivorous plant or carnivorous plant. And Venus flytrap also the same. And for example, parasitic, we can go with parasite, Casquita, dodder plant. Casquita is also called as dodder plant. Okay, so this also comes under the parasite. Only except these two, remaining all are photosynthetic in nature. Okay, and the general special character in a eukaryotic cell of plant, if you see, they have a prominent nucleus. Sorry, prominent. What is that? Chloroplast they have. Okay, so and also the cell wall is made up of what is that? A cellulose. Cell wall of plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. And here the plant, what are the plants which is includes under the plant kingdom Patona? Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So all these categories which is includes under the plant kingdom. Okay. And if you see a life cycle of, briefly we are going with the next lesson only. Here the just introduction about the lesson only it was given. Okay. And next chapter we have clearly about it. Okay. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperms. So these all are included in the plant kingdom. And life cycle, if you see, there are two distant phases we have. Okay, in the life cycle, we have a two distant phases. One is a diploid sporophytic and another one is applied gametophytic phase. So these are the alternative phase we have in this plant kingdom. Okay. And so if you see that diploid, the sporophytic phase and gametophytic phase, if you see this length of the sporophytic and gametophytic, if you see, we have applied and diploid phases. Okay, so these phases are what is that? Dependent on each other. These phases dependent on each other. Okay, haploid na 2n chromosome, sorry, haploid na single chromosomes are present, diploid na okay 2n chromosomes are present. So, but haploid and diploid phases, if you see, both are what is that? Dependent each other. Okay, so this phenomenon is called as what is that? Alternation of generation. So it is very okay for algae, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, all this plant kingdom வந்து என்ன ஆகும்னா this alternation of generation, that is haploid diploid generation வந்து it's not common, it will vary different groups in the plants. So this phenomenon which is called as what is that? Alternation of generation. Okay, and next we are going with the kingdom Animalia. Any doubt about plants? The brief explanation next chapter we have. Okay, we will study about it. Okay, so plants, okay, maximum it contain chlorophyll pigment. With the help of that, it can able to do photosynthesis. And it is insectivorous plant and parasitic plant, dodder plant. So these are the some of the heterotrophic nature. And the cell wall is made up of what is that? Cellulose. And so mostly it is eukaryotic. They have a prominent chloroplast, and also the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Okay, so like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm, all are includes under the what is that? In the plant kingdom. And if you see the life cycle, the plant have a two phases. What are the two phases the plant have? I will explain you what is a diploid sporophytic, applied gametophytic. We will go with that. Applied gametophytic na male and female gametes like anther and ovary. They have what is that? Egg cells and the sperm cells will have aploid nature. So once these two fuse, we will get what is that? A diploid nature. So the diploid will grow into sporophytic generation. So okay, that is the reason we have a diploid sporophyte, aploid gametophyte. So this is the alternate with each other. Okay, so the haploid and diploid phase length, if you see, it is dependent. Each one the dependent other. Okay, and these phases, if you common in all the plants, no, it is different in different plants. Okay, this phenomenon we can call it as alternation of generation. Okay, and the next we are going with what is that? A kingdom Animalia. So there we have studied, I think, in the grade 9, plant and animal cells difference. The same way only here the completely heterotroph. They are autotrophs. Animals are completely heterotrophs and eukaryotic organisms.
Madam,
Okay,
this
majority.
1 minute, madam. This is there any diagram or some chart or something on this?
Sir, actually, next lesson, brief explanation of these two chapters we have, sir.
Okay, but there is no instead of written one, if we show the
Ah.
diagram or chart, it will be more
Mm-mm.
appealing. I just thought,
No, no.
if it is available.
Okay, sir. Next lesson about plant kingdom only they have a chapter.
Okay.
So there we have a complete diagrams and everything, sir.
Yeah,
Here just intro.
in the display, what I was thinking, in the display you just show the diagram, but while you can explain the diagram, explain the written material, but if you show the diagram, that will be more appealing instead of showing the written material.
Yes, sir. Actually, next topic about virus, we have a diagrammatic picture and explanation, sir.
Oh, no, not necessarily in the book. I'm not,
Ah,
the book it may not be, but there will be, from Google or somewhere, you can always download some picture, and I don't know. I mean, that can be done, I think. Anyway,
sir. Last week
that's
I
my
done.
suggestion. This is my suggestion. So just try it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, children. The next one, kingdom Animalia. Okay, so it is comes under the heterotrophic and eukaryotic organism. So in plant cell, we know they have a cell wall, right? What about in animal cell? What about in animal cell, children?
They don't have, ma'am.
Cell, we have a cell wall or not?
No, ma'am.
No, we don't have cell wall. And plant cell, we have a cell wall. And plants are called as autotrophs, but animals are called as
Heterotrophs, ma'am.
heterotrophs. Okay, because they can't able to make their own food. They are directly and indirectly they depend the food for what is that other organisms, right? So they are called as what is that heterotrophs. Okay, and the next thing, the internal. Okay, for a plant, if you see, the food will be what is that? The glucose. It's stored in the form of starch. But hinga vande, the food once it will digest the food and it is stored in the form of what is that? Glycogen. The reserve food material in our body is what is that? Glycogen. And the mode of nutrition in our animal body, the mode of nutrition is holozoic. Okay, you know what is holozoic, right? Ingestion of food followed by digestion, absorption, assimilation, and digestion if it is takes place, which is called as what is that? Holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, and the next thing, the growth of the animals and plants. If you see, plants throughout the life it will grow. Plants will grow throughout the life, but animals, okay, the particular definite time period only. In the age of 18, maximum the growth will be stopped. Okay, but in plant cell, plants, if you see throughout the life, the plant can able to grow because the cell can able to divide. But animal, the particular age, the growth will be stopped. Okay, and we will get a definite shape and size. Okay, and we have what is that? Plants, they do not have any nervous system, muscular system, some sensory systems and all. But animals, as animals, we have what is that? A sensory neuromotor mechanism. We have a nervous system, muscular system for action. Okay, nervous system for what is that? Conduct the messages and all. Okay, va? So, and also we show what is that? Locomotion. The plant with another, they do not have a locomotion. And energy needed also, if you see, plants, they need a less energy. Am I right? Plants need a less energy. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the reason the plant need a less energy? This is all we have studied in the grade 10.
Ma'am, they are stationary.
They are stationary, and also majority of the plant parts are made up of dead cells. Okay, plant cells வந்து dead cells தான் இருக்கும். Okay, so அதனால the energy requirement for plant is very less. But as animals, our body is made up of completely living cells. Okay, so we need what is that? More energy, and also we are locomotion. We are not stationary. We are moving one place to another place. So this is the major difference between the plant and animal kingdom. Okay, and the reproduction, if you see in the plant also, which is undergo vegetative reproduction, and also what is that? A sexual mode of reproduction. But in animal kingdom, completely under sexual reproduction only. Here the copulation of male and female. Okay, followed by zygote formation, zygote to embryo formation, embryo to what is that? A fetus to what is that? Child. So like such life cycle we have. Okay, va? So this is what about the plant kingdom. The brief explanation was phyla are described in the chapter 4 we are going to discuss. In animal kingdom, briefly we are going to discuss in the chapter 3, and plant kingdom chapter 3, animal kingdom briefly about this fourth chapter we are going to discuss. Okay, so the next topic is what is that? Virus. So what is a virus? Either it is comes under the animal or plant or in a microorganism category. In which category the virus will comes under? Yes. Virus which is classified under and plant or animal or microorganism. My question.
Ma'am, microorganism.
Yeah. Okay. So the virus, virites, and okay, prions and lichens. About this, we are going to discuss here in this five kingdom classification. Beta curve, there is no mention about lichens and some acellular organisms like a virus, virites, and prions. These are briefly introduced here. Actually, these about this virus in five kingdom classification, Whitaker was not explained anything, but here it was explained. Okay, about this we want to know. Actually, this also comes under the what is that in a living organism category only. Okay, and so the virus we can say it is a non-cellular. They don't have any cell. Yes, my question. They don't have any cell, right? And then how this virus can be survive? Anyone? So we have a virus. We have this is T4 virus. One is the bacteriophage and another one is the tobacco mosaic virus. These are the some of the viruses, right? These two viruses, my question, they don't have a cells and also they are characteristic of non-living only. Characteristic பார்க்கும்போது mainly which is comes under non-living only. But how this organism which is included here, my question. Actually, the virus, yes, come on.
Ma'am, they live on other organisms' body.
They live on other organisms. Okay. Somewhat okay. Any other right?
Ma'am, they reproduce in other cells, ma'am.
Reproduce in other cells. Okay. So actually, if you see, the virus is a non-cellular. Okay. And also, what is that? It is a non-infectious agent. It is a non-living one. Okay. And this virus, when it is reach any host, it will become a living one. Got it? Okay, actually the virus is a bridge between the living and non-living. When it is external body, when it is outside the body, it will become what is that? Non-living. When it is enter any particular host, okay, it will become what is that? Living. Okay, and it starts to multiply in the particular host body only. Very good. Okay, well, you told correct. So it start to live in the what is that? Host body, and it start to multiply it. So that is the reason the virus we cannot consider as what is that? A microorganisms also. Even though it is a microorganism, the microorganism, the characteristic is living. But this organism is a non-living. But when it is enter inside the particular host, it start to divide and it will be it use the host biochemical pathway. Okay. So that is the reason. That is the reason there is no medicine for what is that? A virus. If we are getting a common cold also, if it is infected also, if you go to doctor, the doctor advises us to take a medicine. He will give some suggestions for medicines, but that antibiotics only it will kill our bodyல இருக்கிற பாக்டீரியாவை தான் கில் பண்ணுமே தவிர it will not kill the virus. For virus still there is no medicine. Okay, so when we reduce, if our body infected with any common cold, our body, if we take any antibiotics, if the doctor suggested, if you take, so what it will happen? It will kill the bacterial infection. When the bacterial infection was reduced in our body, automatically the viral infection within short period of time, it will be get recover it. That is the reason we are getting a medicine. Otherwise, there is no medicine for what is that? The virus. Okay, ma? So the word virus means venom or poison. Make a note of it. வைரஸ்னாலே மீனிங் என்னதுன்னா venom or poison. Okay, venom or poison. And it is made up of main point, it is made up of nucleoproteins. It is made up of nucleoproteins. Okay, actually it will multiply only inside the animal, plant and a bacterial cell. Okay, actually the virus will, I told now, it is exist in the outside the host cell, they behave as a non-living particles. If it is enter the host, it will act as what is that, virons. Okay, they are intracellular parasite. The virus are intracellular parasite. Why it is called as an intracellular parasite? Now, mostly what is that? Outside the host cell, they behave as a non-living thing. But inside the host cell, they will act as what is that? The virions. So that is the reason they are called as intracellular parasites. Okay, who discovered it? Okay, who was discovered the, what is that? The virus. Okay, so if you see Adolf Meyer, the scientist name Adolf Meyer, he observed the infectious nature of TMV. Okay, tobacco, TMV na tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, TMV means tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, tobacco mosaic virus, TMV na tobacco mosaic virus, that is TMV. Okay, tobacco mosaic virus. This was discovered by Adolf Meyer. ADOLF. Adolf Meyer. Please make a note. This is the scientist. He discovered about the infectious nature of TMV. And the next scientist name is Ivan Askey. Who's that? Ivan Askey. IWAN. Okay, IWANOWSKY. Ivan Askey. This is the scientist. He discovered about virus are filterable. This characteristic was found by D. Ivan Askey. Okay, what he found? Viruses are filterable அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கண்டுபிடிச்சது வந்து டி ஐவனாஸ்கி. So the virus வந்து infectious nature of virus of TMV was discovered by Adolf Meyer. And next one வந்து the Contagium vivum floidium. Okay, Bejrink. M BEIJERINC. Okay, INCK. Bejrink. Okay, he is the person, he called the virus as a Contagium vivum floidium. FLUIDUM. Okay, floidium. He called the virus as a, what is that? Contagium vivum floidium. This was discovered by Bejrink. And Stanley. Okay, Stanley. The next scientist, Stanley. STANLEY. Stanley is the scientist. He isolated the, what is that? A TMV in the crystalline form. TMV வந்து TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, a particular shape, that is a crystalline formula discover பண்ணது Stanley. And viruses exhibit both living and non-living properties. So these two characters also they have. Okay, we'll see what are the living properties and non-living properties. Before that, we'll discuss what are the important discoveries. Okay, and study of virus is called as virology. Study of virus is called as virology. Okay, yes. So virus meaning venom. In the Latin word, virus meaning venom or a poison. The new virus is made up of nucleoproteins. Okay, and they have both a living characteristic and a non-living characteristic. So they are intracellular parasites. Okay, intracellular parasites. Okay, and so the next thing, important discoveries in virus. So what are the discoveries virus was done na? So Adolf Meyer, he discovered the infectious nature of TMV was Adolf Meyer. Ade Stanley discovered the crystalline form of TMV, the structure, the nature. TMV வந்து infectious nature அப்படிங்கறத கண்டுபிடிச்சது வந்து Adolf Meyer. At the same thing, the TMV is the structure, it is in the crystalline form சொல்லி discover பண்ணது Stanley. Okay, and the next one வந்து Ivonaski, the scientist, he given the characteristic of viruses are filterable, and the Beijing is called the virus as a contagium vivum floridium. The contagium na, it can able to, what is that, live in the host body and it can able to multiply. That is the meaning of contagium vivum floridium. And so the virus, what are the living characteristic they have? Okay, so before that, any one of them, can you tell me who discovered the infectious nature of TMV? Who discovered the infectious nature of TMV was discovered by?
Adolf Meyer, ma'am.
Okay, very good. The same isolated TMV in the crystalline form was done by? The crystalline form of TMV was done by?
Stanley.
Stanley, very good. And who discovered viruses are filterable? The characteristic was identified by? The characteristic was identified? Viruses are filterable. இந்த characteristic யார் identify பண்ணாங்க? Who discovered it? D. Ivonaski. Please make a note of it. Ivonaski. I-W. Okay. A-N-O. W-S-K-Y. Ivonaski is the scientist. He given viruses are filterable. And who told that virus, he called the contagium vivum floridium? Who's that? Who's the scientist called the virus as a contagium vivum floridium சொல்லி யார் சொன்னது? அம்மா, anybody? Bhumika? Janani?
Ma'am, M.W. Beijing.
Bejernik. Yes, correct. M. Okay. B-E-I-J-E-R. Bejer spelling. Bejernik. I-N-C-K. Bejernik called the virus as a contagium vivum floridium. Got it? Yes. So this is what about the virus. And so the next thing, what are the general characteristic? I told na the virus is a living one and non-living one, I told na. So based on what characters the virus is called as a living character அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்கன்னா, first வந்து they are obligate intercellular parasites. So I told it is behave as a living and non-living particles. I told na. So that is called obligate intercellular parasite. Okay, they can exit outside the body and also inside the body also. They can multiply inside the living cell like any other organism. Only they can multiply when it is enter any organisms. They contain a genetic material. Actually, majority of the organism, the genetic material is the DNA. Maximum, if you see all the animals, what is the genetic material பார்த்தோம்னா, the genetic material namely DNA. But in the virus category la பார்க்கும்போது the DNA or RNA. But in a virus, both DNA and also what is that? RNA, these two are comes under the what is that? The genetic material. And so this genetic material can able to undergo mutation. What do you mean by mutation? So actually we are affected the last 2 years before, maximum people are affected by the corona, right? Yes. So it will be vary organism to organism. When it is enter inside the body, it will get what is that mutated. So if because of this mutation reason only, there is no possibility of finding of the medicine for this organism. Okay, so they are show the what is that these genetic material can able to do undergo mutation. That is the reason what is that they are comes under the what is that living characteristic. Okay, va? Living characteristic. What are the living characters na? They cannot exit outside the host cell as a living, but they can live inside the host cell. Second thing, they can multiply inside the what is that living cells like any other organisms. And the genetic material will be DNA or RNA. And these genetic material undergo what is that mutations. So this is what a living characteristic. So what are the non-living characteristic of virus in pathona? They are crystallized. I told na TMV. This is the crystallized structure. So this is the crystallized structure of what is that? The TMV virus. TMV udiya crystallized structure. They are crystallized and stored in the bottles. We can able to store this on in the bottles. Okay, and they do not have a cells. They are non-cellular, and they are what is that? They do not show any metabolic activities when these organisms outside the body. But when enter inside the body, they can use our what is that biochemical pathway, and it start to multiply it. But when it is outside the body, they do not have what is that any metabolic activities. And the outside the body, they cannot multiply also. That is the reason we can call it as obligate parasites. What is meaning of obligate parasite na? They cannot multiply outside the host. And so virus are insensitive to the antibiotics due to this absence of any inherent metabolism. So what is that? Sensitive na, it can able to react to antibiotics, but here the viruses are insensitive. Okay, insensitivity to antibiotics. The reason due to absence of inherent metabolism. இந்த metabolic purpose இல்லைங்கிறதுனால, the metabolic activity இதுல வந்து ப்ராப்பரா டிஸ்கவரி ஆகலைங்கிறதுனால, so these are inherent to what is that? So these are insensitive to antibiotics. So these are the non-living properties. So what are the living properties? They are intercellular parasite. Okay, living properties, they are intercellular parasite. They can multiply only inside the living cells, and they are made up of genetic material like a DNA or RNA, and they can undergo what is that? Mutations. So these are the living properties. But when it comes to the non-living properties, they are crystallized form. They can able to store in the bottle. They do not have what is that? Cells. And they show what is that? They do not show any metabolic activities. They cannot multiply outside the host. Viruses are insensitive to what is that? Drugs, antibiotics. So due to absence of what is that? Inherent metabolism. So this is what some of the characteristic properties of what is that? The virus. Okay, characteristic properties of the virus. Got it? Yes. So the next thing we are going to discuss about what is that? Size. What is the size of the virus? Yes. May anybody can you explain what is the size will be? எப்படி இருக்கும் size பார்க்கிறதுக்கு?
Microscopic.
Yeah, it is automatically we know it is comes under microorganism. It is comes under what is that? Microscope nature only. Under the microscope only. Okay, observed under the scanning or transmission of electron microscope only we could able to see. Okay, so one of the important, which is the largest virus? Okay, vaccinia virus is the largest virus. Make a note. Vaccinia, Vaccinia. Vaccinia virus is the world largest virus. Make a note of it. The world largest virus is Vaccinia. And pox virus also. The largest virus is Poxinia. And what is that? Pox virus. So, pox virus. So these are the, what is that? The world largest virus and the smallest virus. Okay, and the smallest virus the foot and mouth disease virus, polio virus. What are they? Foot and mouth disease. Foot and mouth disease virus, and second one is, what is that? Polio virus. So these are the, what is that? The world smallest virus. Okay, so the size of the virus is, what is that? Under a tulp of transmission, electron microscope only we could able to see. And also the world largest virus is vaccinia virus. Okay, Vaccinia, VACCINIA, Vaccinia virus and pox virus. And the smallest virus is another foot and mouth virus. Foot and mouth virus, and also what is that? Polio virus. Polio virus. Okay, you got it? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you got it. Okay. In any one of them, can you tell me what are the living characteristics? What are the living characteristic of virus? See, if you answer wrong also, no problem. Okay, you tell me. We'll go to the next.
Capable of mutation, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. Undergo mutation, the genetic materials, right? Yes, next one. They contain the genetic material is DNA or RNA. Okay, and living properties, and multiply inside the living cells, and they cannot exist outside the host cell. Okay, outside the host cell it is become, what is that? Non-living. That is the reason they have given, what is that? Not exist. Okay, and so which is the largest virus?
Vaccinia, ma'am.
Vaccinia and
Pox virus.
pox virus. Which is the smallest virus?
Foot and mouth virus.
Yeah, foot and mouth disease virus, and also what is that? Polio virus. So these are the largest and smallest virus. And the next one the chemical nature. Chemical nature, if you see, chemically virus, I told, what is virus is made up of, I told? Virus is made up of nucleoprotein, right? The introduction I gave, right? Virus is made up of nucleoprotein. Yes. Yes. So this nucleoprotein, it has a coat. Chemically, the nucleoprotein, the virus contain a protein coat. The protein coat is called as capsid. See, this is the capsid. These are capsid. Okay, na? And what is the genetic material?
RNA.
What is the genetic? Only RNA is the genetic material. Both I told. One is
Both RNA and DNA, ma'am.
very good. Both RNA and DNA is the, what is that? Genetic material. இந்த ரெண்டுமே என்னதுன்னா வைரஸோட genetic material. Okay, the genetic material DNA or RNA, both also comes under this. And it is the capsid. What is the role of the capsid? If you see, okay, it is act as a envelope. It has act as a, in some virus, the capsid will act as, what is that? Envelope. In which organism which is act as a envelope na? In the flu virus, FLUEFVIRUS. In the flu virus, the capsid will act as, what is that? A genetic material. Okay, actually it is a protein coat. The capsid means it is a protein coat. Okay, and it is made up of, what is that? Each protein coat is made up of, what is that? Protein subunits. These subunits are called as, what is that? Capsomia. The subunits are called as, what is that? Capsomia. Okay, the subunits are called as capsomia. Some of the organism, this capsid will act as, what is that? The envelope. Okay, the number of capsomere, if you see, it is not similar in every viruses. It is vary. Okay, the capsomere will be vary from one virus to another. Actually, for example, TMV, this is the tobacco mosaic virus, right? In this tobacco mosaic virus, nearly 2130 capsomeres are present. How many capsomeres are present in the TMV? What is the count of capsomeres are present in the TMV?
2130.
2130 capsomeres are present in the where? TMV virus. Okay. And what is the role? If you see, it will introduce the viral nucleic acid into the host cell. With the help of this capsid only, okay, then virus, the nucleic acid, the DNA, RNA is there, na? It will be introduced into what is that? The host cell. Okay, so this is the main function of capsid, and also it some viruses it is act as what is that? Envelope also. Okay, ma. So this is what about the capsid. Okay, the size is microscopic. The world largest virus is vaccinia virus or pox virus, and the smallest virus is foot and mouth virus and polio virus. And chemical nature, if you see, the chemical nature of virus is made up of what is that? The capsid, and the genetic material will be DNA, and also what is that? rRNA. In some virus, the capsid will be act as what is that? The envelope, and it will protect it. Example in flu virus. But in especially in the TMV virus, okay, the capsid which is made up of protein coat, okay, and many protein and protein subunits are present. The protein subunits are called as capsomere. So this number of capsomere is not common in every viruses. It is a differ from one virus to another. For example, if you see a TMV capsid, nearly we have 2130 capsomeres we have. Okay, so what is the main role of the capsid? அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, it will introduce the what is that? Viral nucleic acid into the host cell. Virus uda nucleic acid, it will introduce into the where? Host cell. That is the main role of the what? The TMV. And for example, if you see some animals like influenza virus, AIDS, acute immunodeficiency virus, they contain lipid protein complex externally to the capsid. In these viruses, for example, okay, influenza virus and in AIDS, in these two organisms, externally outside the capsid, for example, this is the capsid, the externally it is made up of what is that? The lipid protein complex. Okay, this lipid protein is complex is called as peplose or envelope. The lipid protein complex is called as what is that? Peplose or envelope. So what do you mean by peplose or envelope? What do you mean by peplose or envelope?
Capsid, ma'am.
Capsid. Where? In which organism capsid we can called as capsid? Not in which organism the envelope we can called as peplose. You got a clarity? See, for example, it was a TMV mosaic virus. Okay, it was a TMV mosaic virus. Here, this TMV mosaic virus, which is made up of capsid, and also the subunits also present. The subunits of the capsid is called as capsomere. What is the subunit is called as? What is the subunit is called as?
Capsomere.
Yeah, what is that? Capsomeres. The subunits are called as capsomeres. These capsomeres in the TMV, I told nearly we have 2130 capsomeres are present. அப்படிங்கிறத I have told. Okay, what is the role of the capsid and capsomere? Na, it will introduce the viral nucleic acid into the host cell. So that is the main function of the capsid and capsomere. But note it, the animals like influenza virus and AIDS virus. Make a note of it. Influenza virus and AIDS virus. In these two organisms, okay, these two organisms outside the capsid. For example, this is the capsid layer. Outside the capsid layer, there is another one layer. So this is the capsid layer. Outside the capsid, we have another one layer. This layer is called as lipid protein complex, LP, lipid protein complex. Lipid protein complex. Okay, this external to the capsid, this layer is called as peplose. This lipid protein complex layer is called as, what is that? Peplose or envelope. Got a point? What is mean by peplose? In AIDS and influenza virus, okay, it is made up of protein lipid complex externally to what? Capsid. Externally to capsid, there is a lipid protein complex. This lipid protein complex is called as peplose or envelope. Okay, so the envelope, this envelope contain the, what is that? Cell membrane. Okay, this with help of this only the exit of virus from the host cell. Okay. Okay, and the next one, if you see in the TMV, how these capsomeres are arranged. If you see, it is in the polyhedral form. Okay, for polyhedral form, the arrangement of capsomeres in the TMV is polyhedral form. So this arrangement polyhedral form. Okay, and in some example, in adenovirus, okay, in this combination of two form it has. One is helical and another one is, what is that? Polyhedral form it is arranged. Example, in the T4 bacteriophage. Here, in this T4 bacteriophage, the capsomeres are arranged in the combination of both helical and polyhedral form. Helical, it is a polyhedral and it is helical. So both the combination it has. So it is called as binal symmetry. Example in bacteriophage. Okay, bacteriophage. But in the, what is that? In the TMV, it is arranged. The capsomeres in the TMV, it is arranged in the form of polyhedraly, it is arranged. So this is the arrangement of capsomere. Okay, so capsomeres, the subunits of protein coat is called as capsomeres. So the number of capsomeres are not similar, which is vary organism to organism. The number of capsomeres are not similar, which is vary organism to organism. Okay, for example, in TMV, we have, what is that? Polyhedraly. And adenovirus, example bacteriophage T4 and all, we have, what is that? Binal symmetry, means both helical and polyhedral form they have. Okay, va? Okay, va? So helical symmetry, that is TMV, and also adenovirus, they have a polyhedral symmetry. Helical symmetry in TMV, polyhedral symmetry in the bacteriophage. So these two organisms, the capsomere arrangement. Okay, so this is what about the capsid. So it is an important one. The capsid, another, what do you mean by capsid? It is a capsid, another. What is capsid? What is capsid, children?
Yeah, envelope, ma'am.
Envelope. What is made up of?
Bacteria influenza.
What is made up of? The capsid which is made up of? Capsid என்னம்மா?
Ma'am, capsomers.
Capsid means protein coat. என்ன சொல்லணும்? envelope or a protein coat. Okay, so capsomere என்னன்னா the capsid is made up of many protein subunits is called as capsomere. Got it? Got a clarity? What is capsid? What is capsomere? What is capsid? Children, what is capsid?
Protein coat or envelope.
Protein coat.
Capsid. What is capsomere?
2 subunits.
Yeah, capsid is made up of what is that? Many protein subunits. These protein subunits are called as what is that? Capsomere.
Capsomere.
Okay, so what is the role of both capsid and capsomere?
Ma'am, protects the nucleic acid.
Introduce the viral nucleic acid into the host cell. நம்ம பாடிக்குள்ள வைரஸ் உள்ள வரணும்னா ஹெல்ப் பண்றது யாரு? Who is going to help to the virus?
Capsid and capsomere.
Yes, very good. Capsid only, capsid or capsomere only, and then help to introduce the viral nucleic acid into the host cell. What are nucleic acid?
Either DNA or RNA, ma'am.
Very good. It may be a DNA or RNA is what is that? The nucleic acid. These nucleic acid will be introduced to our body na. That is with help of what is that? A capsid and a capsomeres only. Got it? Got a clarity?
Understood.
Yeah. Now the capsomere arrangement I told. How the capsomeres are arranged I said, right? In TMB, how the capsomeres are arranged? TMB la how these capsomeres are arranged? The protein subunits are arranged, I asked.
Helical, ma'am.
Very good. Helical. What is the form? Helical symmetry. And what about in the T4? Here how it is arranged, the capsomere?
Polyhedral.
Polyhedral, both helical and polyhedral. That is binomial symmetry. Binal symmetry in solvo. Okay, so both the helical and polyhedral form it was arranged. The capsomeres. So the capsomeres will be similar in all organisms. Example in all viruses.
No, ma'am.
No, it will vary based on the organism to organism. Is it clear? Yes.
ma'am.
And I told one word, one mark, another one question. In AIDS and influenza virus, external to the capsid, it has one more layer. What is that layer is called as?
Peplose, ma'am.
External to the capsid layer, it has one more layer which is called as what is that? Peplose. What is the peplose is made up of?
Lipids, proteins, ma'am.
Very good. Lipids and proteins. Any doubt about capsid now? You got a clarity about capsid?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Shall I go to the next now? Yeah? Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
So the next is, we are going with what is that? So nucleic acids, I told already, the nucleic acids, what is made up of?
Protein coat.
Yeah. Nucleic acids. Okay. DNA and RNA, these are the nucleic acids. The DNA and RNA of nucleic acid, which is introduced into the host cell with the help of the capsid. Already we have discussed, right? Okay. And next one. Generally, in some of the organisms, okay, in viruses, generally the plant virus, for example, plant virus la pathona, plant virus, animal virus we have. Plant virus, if you see, okay, the RNA only a genetic material. So we'll see what are the organism. RNA is a genetic material. In what are the viruses? DNA is a genetic material. Yes, shall we go with that? Yes, if you see, mostly the plant virus contain RNA, but in cauliflower mosaic virus, majority of the plant virus, they contain the RNA is a genetic material, but most of the, what is that? RNA is a genetic material and most of the RNA is a genetic material of the most of the plants. Got it? But example, some of the cauliflower mosaic virus, that is CMV. CMV na cauliflower mosaic virus and dahlia mosaic virus. Dahlia, DAHLIA, dahlia mosaic virus. The genetic material is double standard DNA. Please make a note. These two organisms, double standard DNA is the genetic material. So now we are going to see the nucleic acid of some of the viruses. So majority of the plant, the genetic material is RNA, but the cauliflower mosaic virus, dahlia mosaic virus, the genetic material will be double standard DNA. And majority of the animals, if you see, majority of the animals, the DNA is a genetic material. In plant, RNA, but in animals, DNA is a genetic material, except, okay, generally the animal virus contain DNA, but in the polio virus, flu virus, it has a single standard RNA. What is that? Single standard RNA is a genetic material in the flu virus and polio virus. Okay, it is single standard RNA. Okay, but in the bacteriophage, so we have discussed, right? Here, the bacteriophage picture given. In the bacteriophage, the DNA, what is that? A DNA is the genetic material. That is, that also single standard. S stands for single standard. DNA is the, what is that? Genetic material for bacteriophage. That is F into 174 bacteriophage. Okay, and double standard RNA is present in the wound tumor virus, rice staph virus, maize staph virus, and Rio virus. Okay, va? So these are the organism. Double standard RNA is the genetic material. So nothing but, just listen once again. Plant, majority of the plant, what is the genetic material?
RNA, ma'am.
RNA. But two organism alone, the DNA is a genetic material. What are they? Majority of the plant, RNA is a genetic material, but two plant varieties, the DNA, double standard DNA is a genetic material. What are they? One is the cauliflower mosaic virus and another one is, what is that? Dahlia mosaic virus. Any doubt? And the next thing, animal viruses. Majority of the animals, the DNA is a
DNA.
genetic material. Yeah, but two viruses, two organisms. For example, polio virus and flu virus. Polio and flu virus, the single standard RNA is a genetic material. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
single standard RNA. So, okay, cauliflower mosaic, dahlia mosaic virus la double standard DNA. Polio virus and flu virus la single standard RNA is a genetic material. In a bacteriophage, single standard DNA is a genetic material. Okay, na? Yes. And also the viruses. If you see the viruses, what are the diseases which is caused to us? Abdin patona. The diseases like mumps, smallpox, herpes, influenza, AIDS in human. These all diseases, majority of the diseases which is caused by virus only. To protect this only, we have an immunity schedule. We are taking a vaccination to in a young age itself, in the age from infant to in the particular age of 13, we are taking, what is that? Lot of vaccines. So what is the purpose of the vaccines now? To protect these mumps, smallpox, herpes, and influenza and AIDS viruses. Okay, and so the plant diseases which is caused by virus maximum, if you see, what are they? So cauliflower mosaic, dahlia mosaic. So these all I told na, the wound tumor virus, rice staph virus, maize staph virus. Okay, so these all are caused by what is that? Some of the plant viruses only. So in plant, if you see some of the symptoms, we can able to, if you observe, we could able to associate it with these viral diseases. They are leaf mosaic. Okay, so leaf mosaic na the yellow color or the leaf become finally white in color. It lost the chlorophyll pigment completely. Got it? So that is one of the nature of leaf mosaic viruses. Okay, and if you see leaf rolling, have you noticed about the leaf rolling? One second, I'll show the picture for you. Can you able to see these pictures? Yes?
ma'am.
Yeah. So in plant, due to viral infections, okay, some of the symptoms are present in plants. Okay. First one is leaf mosaic virus. So this is the characteristic of leaf mosaic virus. And if you see in the leaf rolling, in some plants, you could able to notice that, I think. The leaves get rolled, right? So that is also reason of what is that? Viral infections only. And leaf curling. Leaves get curl. சுருங்கி இருக்கும் leaves எல்லாமே. ஓகேவா? So that also reason for what is that? The virus. And leaf become yellowing. The leaves are become yellow in color. So these yellow colors also due to what is that? The virus only. And also veins clearing. That means the veins you could not able to. I think in leaf nale the veins are very very important. Okay, how in our body the veins, arteries will carry the blood, waste material, everything. No, the same way in plants conduction takes place with help of veins. So in the veins வந்து என்ன ஆயிரும், it get affected na, it is not possible the plant can be show the healthy life cycle. So that is vein clearing. This also comes under the one of the viral infections. And next one வந்து malformation. Okay, so malformation na completely the nutrition will not get it and completely the plant cannot able to grow it. So that is the malformation. And vein clearing. Okay, and the leaf become yellowing and stunted growth. Yellowing na leaf வந்து become yellow in color and stunted growth na completely the growth வந்து என்ன ஆயிரும்னா reduce, it get reduced. Okay va? So this is what some of the plant viruses examples. What are they? Leaf mosaic, leaf rolling, leaf curling, leaf yellowing, stunted growth, vein clearing and malformation. So these are the some of the symptoms which is associated with the viral diseases. Okay na? Yes. So we know that generally plant which is made up of what kind of virus? Ma, answer me. RNA. But two plants alone made up of double stranded DNA. What are they?
What was it?
Cauliflower mosaic
Cauliflower
virus,
Cauliflower mosaic virus and
Dahlia
Dahlia mosaic,
virus.
Dahlia virus. Yes, Dahlia virus. Okay. And the next thing, what are the genetic material of animals?
DNA, ma'am.
DNA. But in two alone, they have RNA is a genetic material. What are the two viruses?
Flu.
Yeah, flu, and one more is polio virus. One more is polio virus. So you tell me what are the viruses? Can the virus can cause the diseases to animals? What are the diseases? What are the diseases in animals? In animals, what are the diseases are caused to the by the virus?
polio, man,
Yeah, polio. Then
AIDS, herpes, warts,
herbs, influenza virus, and smallpox. And for plants, what are they? What are the disease caused by virus to the plants?
leaf curling,
Yeah. Then,
Cauliflower mosaic virus.
okay. Here I have given symptoms as a picture. Leaf mosaic, leaf rolling, leaf curling, and leaf yellowing or stunted growth, and vein clearing, and also what is that? Malformation. These are the, what is that? Some of the symptoms which is associated with the plant. Okay, na? So what is the nucleic acid which is present in the viruses? What is the nucleic acid which is present in the viruses? Don't waste the time. If you tell, I can go with the next. Yes, come on fast. What is the
either
nucleic acid?
DNA or RNA.
DNA or RNA. Very good. Okay. And next one, what is capsid?
An envelope, man,
Envelope, main point.
Protein.
Envelope, protein code. Not tell the word envelope alone. Okay, actually it is an envelope only, but it is made up of a protein coat. So word வந்து நம்ம கரெக்டா எது யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னா key point வந்து protein coat. Okay na? And okay, so protein coat. What do you mean by capsomere?
Protein subunits.
The protein, very good. Protein subunit. Which is the largest virus?
Vaccinia.
Bacteria and
pox virus,
pox virus. What are the smallest virus?
Foot and mouth.
Foot and
polio,
mouth.
man,
And also what is that? Polio virus. Okay. So virus, Latin word virus means
venom,
Poisoning.
what is the meaning of it?
Poison.
Poison. Okay, good. Okay, and who discovered the virus in the nature of infectious nature of TNV?
Adolf Meyer, ma'am.
Yeah. Infectious nature of TMV வந்து Adolf Meyer. Okay, very good. Okay, so we are moving with the next one. About the topic is, what is that? Virides. What is the topic is? Virides. So what is a viride? Okay, Diener. Okay, Diener. Diener. Okay, he only discovered the word virides. Actually, if you see, they are very small. So this is viride infected plant. Potato, it is infected with, what is that? Viride. So what is a viride na? Okay, the small circular single stranded RNA molecules without protein coat. With protein coat na, that is called virus. Make a note of it. The protein coat as a capsid, if it is present, it is called virus. If the capsid is absent without protein coat, the nucleic acid of the virus is a single stranded RNA, then it is called as, what is that? Virides. Okay, so if you see the viroids are the RNA viroids was low molecular weight. They cause many plant diseases. Okay, example it is a given. This is the potato spindle tuber virus. It is a healthy potato. Once this virus is get infected, the potato become what is that? A spindle shaped. Potato become a spindle shape. So potato spindle tuber viroids. Sorry, viroids. And next one வந்து citrus exocartosis viroid also. What is that? One of the example of this viroids. So viroids வந்து okay, Dina discovered the viroids and it actually a small circular single stranded DNA molecular virus with what is that? Without a protein coat. So this is called viroid. So if you generally see the molecular weight have very low. Example, if the plant affected with this viroid, it will become what is that? Spindle shaped. It will become a spindle shape. It lost the normal shape and it will become what is that? A spindle shape. So this is what about the what is that? The viroids. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
children? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next one about the what is that? Lichens. Can you tell me any one of them about lichens? What you know about lichens?
Symbionts, ma'am.
What is that?
Symbionts.
Symbionts. What do you mean by symbionts? The word you told, right? Symbionts. What is the meaning of it? Can you able to see the screen? Children, can you able to see the screen?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. What do you mean by symbionts? You told, right? Symbionts. What is the meaning of it?
Ma'am, mutual relationship with other plants.
Mutual relationship with?
Other plants.
You told mutually relationship with other plant, right? So which which organism it has a mutual relationship?
Algae and fungi,
fungi.
ma'am.
What is that? Algae and?
Fungi.
So what is the mutually both get benefit here? You told mutually get benefit, right? Symbionts na mutually get benefit. In what way both mutually will get a benefit?
Fungi
you see this picture?
provides protection, ma'am.
Can you see this picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So have you observed anywhere in your location? In your location, have you observed this nature? Maximum it will be in the trees and also you could able to see this structure in the rocks also. You could able to see this structure in the rocks also. Okay, so this is the characteristic features of lichens. So lichens enna the symbiotic relationship between the what is that? Algae and fungi. Okay, symbiotic relationship between the algae and fungi. If you see in algae and fungi, both will live together and mutually get benefit. Ma'am, what is that mutually get benefit na? Actually, the algae can able to make their own food. So, algae will prepare the food and it will give to the fungi. And fungi will give a shelter to the algae. Fungi will give a shelter to algae. So, finally, both will mutually will be benefited. Got it? Yes? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So this is symbiotic association. So lichens nale the first keyword you should know symbiotic association of algae and fungi. So algae phycobionts and fungi it is mentioned the note. So algae it's called phycobionts and fungi which is called as mycobionts. Already we know study of algae is called as phycology. Study of fungi is called as mycology. So which are autotrophic. Okay, and also what is that? Heterotrophic respectively. Algae is autotrophic. The fungi is what is that? Heterotrophic. Okay, here the algae will prepare the food for fungi. The fungi will provide shelter. and absorb mineral nutrient and water from its partner. Okay, so most of the lichens are composed of green algae and ascomycetes only. Ascomycetes fungiயும் green algaeயும் அந்த compositionல தான் எப்பவுமே இருக்கும். Okay, so this creatures only. And so that this algae, this lichens, if you see, ecologically, it is very, very important for us, right? Can you tell me how it is ecologically important?
It is used as pollution indicator, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. Pollution indicator. Okay, and also it is grow in rocks, I told. Am I correct? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
On barren rocks. So when it is grow on the rocks, it's when it is when we are removing it. Okay, what will happen? It will be succession of what is that on barren rocks. It will break down the what is that rocks small and small, so which is help to formation of the soils. So that is one of the important one. Okay, so we can say succession on the barren rocks, so that is one of the important point. And so this, they have not only fungi, they can able to show antagonistic effect and growth with mosses and liverworts also. This character will able to grow not only algae, it also can grow along with the mosses and liverworts. Actually, these mosses and liverworts both comes under the gymnosperms. So here also will play a role in the what is that succession on the barren rocks. Okay, it will break down the rocks and it will form the soil. And very, very important one, it is considered as a pollution indicator because they do not grow in the polluted area. So soil formation. Okay, first one, the main important soil formation, that is xeroseed and lithoseed, we can see. Okay, and also the second one is polluted area level, they do not grow, which indicates that the area will be get polluted. So these are the two main functions we can able to know in the lichens. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Yes. So this is what about the, what is that? The protein, lichens. Okay. And also we want to know about prions. What do you mean by prions? So we know virites. Virites another dinner discovered it. Okay. It is one of the infectious agent. Okay. Of virus, but they don't have, what is that? Any protein coat, lack of protein coat. Okay, and the RNA is a genetic material and they have a low molecular weight na virites. Lichens na, they are symbiotic association. Mutually both organisms get benefit. Okay, and main function, two functions they have. One is the formation of what is that soil and absorb the mineral nutrient and everything. That is absorption, formation of the soil is the main one. And the second one is the, it is act as a polluted indicator. Okay, so this is the about the lichens. And the next one is about the prions. What do you mean by prions? Prions. What do you mean by prions? Okay, prions means, one second. Sorry. The last topic about the prions, then the lesson will get over. Yeah, I think it's not added here. So the prions here. Okay, actually it is a modern medicine, certain infectious neurological diseases were found to be transmitted by an agent consisting of abnormally folded proteins. Nowadays, okay, the modern days, now they have found some of the infectious agent that is due to the, what is that they given? Folded proteins. Due to folded proteins, some diseases will be caused. Okay, actually these diseases, if you see, these organisms are similar to what is that? Virus. These agents are called as prions. folded proteins. இதுவும் வந்து these organisms also made up of proteins, but the proteins are what is that? Folded. Okay na? So they are called as prions, and most notable diseases by the prions வந்து bovine spongiform, okay, encephalology, okay, commonly called as cow diseases in cattle, okay, and also what is that? And in analogous variant, Christoffel J. Jacob diseases, CG day in human. Also, it will cause some diseases also. Prions will cause. It was given here. Okay, in human, it is caused the, what is that? Christoffel Jacob disease. In cow, it will cause the cattle and all, it will cause the cow diseases. So these two diseases வந்து the prions நால cause ஆகிறது. So prions means nothing but what is that? Abnormally folded proteins. Okay, for abnormally folded proteins. Okay, modern neurological diseases. It is one of the modern neurological diseases were found to be transmitted by the agent of what is that? Abnormally folded proteins ஆல transmit agra. One of the diseases is called as prions. Okay va? So this is what about the diseases. It cause both for plant and animals. It will cause, especially in animals, it cause the two diseases. For human, CGD. For animals வந்து என்னது? Cow diseases. That means cow diseases which is caused for the cattle. Okay, so these things we want to know here. Got it? Yes, children. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
you got it. Okay, so we know that five kingdom we have discussed, and it is not in your textbook point of view. One more point alone I want to add. Six kingdom classification also is there. Carl Hoos, the six kingdom classification. Up to now we discussed what is that? Five kingdom only, but this is the sixth kingdom. Okay, so sixth kingdom, it is this alone. I'll tell you, it is additional point. Okay, sixth kingdom. So I'm not able to write it here. I don't know why. Okay, the sixth kingdom. So that is Carl Hoos, the scientist named as Carl Hoos. Okay, scientist pair enadana Carl Hoos. He discovered it. Okay, the scientist name enadana Carl Hoos. He discovered the what is that? Sixth kingdom also. WESE. Carl Hoos discovered the sixth kingdom. Okay, here that replaced Monera வந்து என்னது replaced ஆயிருக்கு bacteria and archaea. Okay, so this is what include. So six kingdom what are they na? Bacteria, archaebacteria, protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So these are the six kingdom. So we can say three domain of life. Okay, so divide the three domain of life வந்து bacteria, archaebacteria, eukarya. So that Monera was divided. Okay, here archaea and eukarya வந்து closely related to one another than in the bacteria. So this was additional point was given. Sixth kingdom, Carl Hoos. That alone you make a note of it. Any doubt, children?
No,
Is it
ma'am.
clear? Yes. Okay, we'll wind up the class. So when you are entering to the next class, just you prepare and come. Instead of me, people, if it is a recap, it's good. Okay. Okay, children, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, madam.